How do we learn? How do we learn things quickly? How do we learn things in a way that allows us to go from knowing absolutely nothing about a skill to being really good in a very short period of time? There's one idea that keeps coming up over and over and over again, the 10,000 hour rule. It takes 10,000 hours to learn something. It's not true, and thank goodness it's not true. The order of magnitude of going from knowing absolutely nothing to being really good is about 20 hours, not 10,000. And the method very broadly has 5 steps, and they're very simple. The first is decide exactly what you want. What do you want to be able to do? What is it going to look like when you're done? What are you going to be able to look at yourself and say, I did this thing that I've always wanted to do? What does it look like? The more clearly and completely you're able to define exactly what you want to be able to do, the easier it will be for you to find ways to accomplish that desired end result as quickly and efficiently as possible. The second thing that you do is what I call deconstructing the skill. So most of the things that we think of as skills aren't really just one skill. They're bundles of smaller sub-skills that we use in combination with each other. For example, driving off the tee and chipping on the green have very little to do in common with each other. Very few skills overlap there, but they're both important if you want to be able to play golf well. So instead of trying to learn the global skill, you break it apart into these smaller parts and you practice the most important sub-skills, things that you're going to use most, first. Now, the third part is researching. Researching just enough that you're able to identify the most important sub-skills, but also understanding and being able to self-correct as you're practicing. Go out and find 3 to 5 books, courses, DVDs, trainers, people or resources that can help you do that initial deconstruction. Now the trick is, don't allow that research to become a form of procrastination. The best approach is to pick 3, 4, 5 resources. You don't go through them completely. You skim them. Identify the ideas that come up over and over and over again. So those are the things that you should know, so you can self-correct as you practice, and those are the sub-skills that you should probably practice first. The fourth part is removing barriers to practice, making it easy to sit down and actually do the thing you want to get better at. So in our lives, we have thousands of distractions. During the practice process, turn off the TV, block the internet, close the door, turn off your cell phone. Remove the distractions that can take your focus away from whatever this thing that you're trying to practice is, and make sure that that time that you have set aside to practice in a way that was going to make you better is as undivided and focused as possible. And fifth, and very importantly, pre-commit to at least 20 hours of focused, deliberate practice before you begin. And that's really it. There's no magic to it. It's just focused, strategic effort invested in something you care about and something that is going to be rewarding to yourself. Learning, the process of learning, is not difficult. What we're doing in this process is really just removing all of the frustrations, all of the barriers, all of the things that get in the way of us sitting down and doing the work. Even in the busiest schedules, if you can clear a half an hour to 45 minutes a day to sit down and finally learn that thing that you've always wanted to learn, you will be astounded, absolutely astounded, at how good you become in a very short period of time.